If you filed for bankruptcy, you might assume that you have to wait years before you can buy a home again. Well, the real answer depends on a few things. And most people don't really understand it, and getting it wrong, even by another mortgage lender, can seriously delay your closing. So I'm Jeff Buum, and today I'm going to walk you through exactly how bankruptcy affects your ability to buy a home, and including a situation where I helped untangle that could have caused some real delays for a home buying process. So there's two common types of personal bankruptcy. So Chapter 7 and Chapter 13. Chapter 7 wipes out most of your unsecured debt, while 13 reorganizes your debt into a repayment plan. And because they work a little differently, they also come with some different waiting periods before you can qualify for your next mortgage. And so with Chapter 13, some loan programs like FHA and VA, they'll allow you to qualify as early as 1 to 2 years in your repayment plan, as long as you've been making all of your payments on time and the court or the trustee agrees. And with Chapter 7, you may need to wait 1 to 2 years, but that date may not start when you expect. And this is where I see a lot of people get tripped up, even other mortgage loan officers. So your waiting period for a Chapter 7 doesn't start on the date that you filed for bankruptcy. It starts on your discharge date, the date that the court officially closed out your case. So I had friends who were buying a home with a different lender, and they mentioned their bankruptcy situation to me, and that their lender had told them that they were good to move forward. And so when I looked at their bankruptcy paperwork, I found that they still had several months from the 2-year mark, measuring from their discharge date, not their filing date. The bankruptcy wasn't due to circumstances beyond their control, so the standard waiting period applied in full. And that other lender eventually realized the mistake, and it delayed their closing significantly. So if you're coming out of bankruptcy and you want the fastest path back to home ownership, FHA and VA loans are typically your most lenient options. And so both of them are far shorter than the 4-year that's typically required for a conventional loan. And so in some cases, yes, if your bankruptcy was caused by something genuinely beyond your control, a documented extenuating circumstance like a medical emergency or sudden job loss, some loan programs will allow your waiting period to be cut, sometimes in half. But it isn't automatic, and it requires like real documentation and not just an explanation. So here's the lesson from my friend's situation. Even lenders can get this wrong. If your bankruptcy timeline isn't reviewed carefully, you could end up thinking that you're ready to buy, you get deep in the process, and then you find out that you're not actually eligible yet. And that kind of delay is completely avoidable if your paperwork is reviewed properly from the very beginning. So if you've been through a bankruptcy and you're wondering where you actually stand, don't take a guess and don't assume that every lender is going to catch all the details. Call or text me directly at 605-321-7303. I'll answer, I'll look through your bankruptcy paperwork, and I'll let you know your real timeline.